Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Yeah, I woke this we're like 20 minutes early today. Reason? I had a dream. Actually, the dream was so crazy I literally can talk about it. So here's the dream. I was reversing out of a driveway. When I reversed, all of a sudden there was a Toyota, no, I think it was a Honda behind me, right? And then all of a sudden the Honda behind me went to my side and then zoomed past me and then crashed. Like I reversed. The Hondas behind me, they slowed down, but then decided to pass me. So they went to the side of me and then accelerated really, really hard. Lost control in front of me and crashed. And then I woke up. Crazy dream. And I was like, well, there's 20 minutes left, so might as well just go ahead and, right. There's no point in me going back to sleep for 20 more minutes. There's no point. Plus, I had to piss. So, yeah, crazy dream. No joke. And that wouldn't really be my fault, would it? In that dream? Well, no, because the car behind me is already slowed down. Then they decided to swap lanes, speed up, and then crash. So, yeah, must have been from watching that dash cam video. 100%. I think to relate to the dream, we should do some Forza Horizon today. Maybe tabs again. And yeah, we might even continue that anime one. Or maybe the simulator. I might just continue the simulator. Roads work one. I don't even know. Like No Man's Sky is pretty much done, so much for that. It was good though. Yeah, they're scrapping. As we know that coming here early isn't actually that good most of the time. Because if we finish cardio 20 to 30 minutes earlier, golden half an hour hasn't even begun. And things might get more contested. But I'll see. Actually, yeah, things might get more contested. I'll see. Just know the cardio machines aren't going to be really contested much. Well, especially the stairs. There's only like one incident recently in the past 2 months of the stairs being, contended. And there's just like one female that I see around, but I haven't came here recently, so yeah. One of the machines are not lubed. Plus, we need to start eating more rice again. So today's schedule is going to be this empathy regime, dips and pull-ups. I think since it's going to be more than 1 kg of rice, we're going to have to finally split man again. So half food, then editing, and then the remaining half later on. And then we have either Forza or tabs or continue a construction sim or continue that anime thing or that's it. I uninstalled Overwatch and there's nothing else. And No Man's Sky is like done, so I'm not sure what else. Actually, no, I think in No Man's Sky we still got the Atlas mission to do, so maybe not. Actually, the Atlas thing's not done yet, so might have to do that. Yeah, like I said, sometimes coming early is not good. I did always say that the rule was if you wake up and it's like less than an hour before you have to wake up, you might as well wake up, right? But that situation might not be true anymore due to the fact that golden half an hour isn't actually that good anymore. And yeah, from experience, like right now, coming early is not very good because you hit a window before people have to sleep. You know. Now, would I continue that Wuthering Waves series? Definitely gonna look at it again today though. The story is somewhat interesting. Actually, the story is interesting. I guess the gameplay isn't that bad. It's just a lot of filler missions, right? Typical. Or else we'd be finishing the game really fast. So that only makes sense. Like, matter of fact, in Forza, we still have to do the stories as well. Yeah, the story missions we haven't even touched. I'm still trying to get that rally Lamborghini too. We haven't actually got the Lamborghini yet. We're close to getting it though. Just like a few more rally races, I think. And the legend status too. Haven't even reached that either. We haven't played Forza in like a solid 2 weeks. Oh well. One thing I do notice that, based on the things I see on TV, which sucks. Not sucks, what I'm saying. What I mean is to say is that women's eyelashes are like super. They change a lot, but they're all fake though. I just noticed that. It really does change your look. What I'm saying? I don't know. What is it called? The fake eyelashes. Yeah, they really do change your look, which is kind of insane. There are a lot of choices, huh? You can either go for looks, status, like what benefits you the most, or history. There's a lot of options. Obviously, the most ruthless. Oh my goodness, yo, what? So on the TV, some guy literally like pulled this guy's pants down in front of everyone. That's actual crazy, no joke. Yo, that's actual nuts. Bro literally pulled his underwear and showed his booty cheeks in front of the whole entire show. Actual crazy. So as I was saying, I got distracted there. I got very distracted there. Yeah, saying based on like, yeah, it just depends. You can go very like strategic, or you can go like very. It just depends on the context, of course. Very heavily, no, it very heavily depends on the context. Yeah, depends on the context, of course. That's why you could have multiple. It just depends on the ecosystem. Think of it like you can be normal, or you can be like Boba Boba Fett, Boba Fett type shit. Did I just say that? My bad. What I meant to say is like you can be like Boba Fett. You can just have a clone instead. Which technically I am kind of assisting with the metadata, so you never know. Or you could just be like Chappie. Yeah, I seen Chappie. Consciousness transferred. Done. Based on the metadata, you know? Oh, there you go. Simple as that, right? And looks like the golden half an hour is has filtered out decently. Matter of fact, usually right now is the time would be arriving. Matter of fact, based on pattern recognition, when we do glutes, we should probably do it now. Because one of the locals always, by the time, if we just do it normally, of like leg press and stuff, the local usually comes. So, based on, yeah. Plus, we should probably change shirts and stuff like that. Yeah, changing shirts takes like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, based on pattern recognition, right? Whenever we do glutes later, the local comes. But if I do it now, when we finish it, yeah. But we are like 20 minutes early than usual. Golden half an hour is not too bad right now, but definitely, it's not too bad. But there is like a few contestants. If it was a different day, like shoulder day would be a bit contested, and uh, that's it. Yeah, there's probably like so many germs on this thing. Oh well, that's why we change shirts every single day. It's nasty. It's probably like hundreds, thousands of germs. Whatever. Again, when you go to the gym, just don't think about it sometimes. Half of the time, you don't want to think about how many germs there are. But this is probably the most dirtiest place I go to every day. Yeah, I forgot for hip thrusters. You should be going light. And yeah, hip thrusters, you go light and speedy slash explosive. You don't want to go slow and hard. I mean, depends. This phone's timer is not very good. The Nordic hamstring might be contested today. I just remembered. Oh, okay, it's fine. I'll just use that thing over there. Yeah, and then maybe leg extensions at the end or something. It depends on. It depends. I'll see. I'll chop it to like 11 kgs for the end of it. Yeah, when it comes to, you know, when it comes to our lower videos, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I might have to extract low quality versions of my No Man's Sky. Yeah, when it comes to the No Man's Sky, the archive files were still really, really huge. I mean, they were like hours long, so just to keep a somewhat of metadata in the hard drive, I'm gonna have to download it via YouTube at a really low quality, but it'll still be better than. No, I'll say about it, but the metadata is important. I just neglected saving it because it's just the 1080p footage is still nearly hundreds of gigabytes, but I mean the videos are like 4 to 5 hours long, so plus it's not about the length of it. It's about the action on the MP4, right? I could probably save it as HEVC, but yeah, I'll see about it. It's still probably gonna be high. Yep, as expected. Nordic hamstring is contested, so we're just hiding in the corner. Back of this thing's the one. This one doesn't have many germs. What actually has the most germs is probably this belt. Yeah, bunch of crazy amount of germs. Oh well. Okay, also aging actually really hits hard when it comes to. Sorry, what am I doing again? I always go on these random off topics. It's just what I have in my mind sometimes. What was I saying? Oh, shut up. Wait, just do this first. I forgot what I was gonna say. Not bad. I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something about like age and no, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. Like most likely I'd choose like the Boba Fett method. Most likely, maybe. Don't. I mean, it depends on the ecosystem and context and stuff, right? Like if you really, really want it, you can you can choose the nuclear one. You can technically choose the nuclear family one if you really, really want it. How much do you want it though? The only one I would no. There's only like one scenario I would choose that, and it's only if it was with like someone like M. But anyone else? Not enough like data slash lore slash history. So I think one of the problems in Forza Horizon was that at the beginning we were carefree, right? We weren't really trying to win the races. We were just like just doing it because it's a race, right? But then like to unlock the rest of the map, you have to actually start winning the races. So you have to lower the driver difficulty to really low. And driving these other cars is so bad. We're only good at driving all-wheel drive cars in like competitive racing, you know. Front-wheel drive maybe, yes. Rear-wheel drive, no, I can't drive those. Something about them just doesn't work, I think. Well, no, only when it comes to like driving hard, right? Like racing, obviously. Because with rear-wheel drive, you're taking corners and then accelerating. You're going to just lose grip instantly because you're going to start drifting. But I mean, obviously in like real life, right? You ain't taking corners very fast, so driving rear-wheel drive is absolutely fine because you ain't on the racetrack. You ain't speeding. You ain't ever gonna reach those speeds, right? All-wheel drive, like goats. Rally is not bad. It's very obviously, yeah. The only I think the worst thing about Forza Horizon, no, it's not really bad. It's disadvantage for us is just the cross-country races are not very ideal for the wheel, but I get it because those cross countries are more for just the playfulness and for controller players. But mind you, not every single player has a wheel. They use controller as well. The kids. Oh yeah, I forgot to say something. But yeah, aging is crazy as well. Yeah, it's actually crazy for women. For guys, it's okay. I think I've said this topic before, but the only reason I'm mentioning it again is because sometimes when I see like Asian women in public, damn, like god damn. I mean, sorry, I'm tripping again. My bad. But like, damn, it's like crazy. They're probably all like super good when they're. I'm tripping. Let's just say that when you go to like somewhere like Chinatown, right? Like all the middle-aged to old elderly women are there, right? But like, okay, so what I meant to say was just okay. So like, for example, you go to Chinatown, right? There's a mix of obviously just mix of age groups, right? But like, you see like the middle-aged and elderly, well, elderly Asian woman. They're like, wow, they're you know, you know, age hit him pretty hard. And then like the young 20, 20-year old Asians like walk in and like you just stand in the store and you could just see the difference. Like wow, young, middle age, old. It's just like the entire and like the difference is insane. But then like you just know that that one will eventually become that one. And that one's gonna be eventually that one. Yeah, I get I'm tripping. That's just normal human, whatever you call it. Which is why depends on the context and the ecosystem. If you're doing it based on like, yeah, that's why doing it based on looks, yeah, it just depends, eh? It just depends on the ecosystem you choose and how many you're gonna get, whatever. I'm just, like I said, Boba Fett, Chappie, whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. Those are just random topics that come in my head sometimes. They just have to wear heavy, heavy makeup. Like, gotta wear heavy makeup. Maybe it's kind of like looking at those like idols. Look at the Asian idols, right? Like the ones that you like that were really famous when they were younger, and then now when they're older, they just wear heavy, heavy makeup. But they get replaced pretty fast by a new group of idols. But the crazy thing is that when men age, they just become more based. Like, just look at like how you say it? I mean, just look at like the leaders of countries, right? They're old dudes, but like it's just based, I guess. You know, it's like just infinite scaling. You know, just because you're getting older as a dude, you might just become like a dictator when you're older. Kind of based. Kind of based. Yeah, that's actually so true. Like, guys, just infinite scale. It's kind of insane. Guess we just do this thing. Yeah, no, but guys, just straight up infinite scale. I mean, no, technically, yeah, you can infinite scale. You just have to take care of yourself, right? It's like, yeah, you just take care. Like, you could literally infinite scale, and you could take care of yourself, right? Like, isn't some of these like leaders like 60 plus or like 50 plus? Look at what is that guy's name? John F. Kennedy. Look at him. Yeah, he's still pretty ripped. Matt, but he's pretty fit as well, and he's like old. Yeah, guys, just straight up infinite scale. What else did I talk about? I don't know, we just like talking about random topics. I mean, yeah, I could talk about like this progression, I guess, again, but that's just the same as usual. Everything's grey, no light without dark. There's no right or wrong side. It's always grey. It is what it is. Everything's balanced. And we're basically like Earth, continuously just compounding and waiting for something interesting to happen. You know? Like something interesting could happen. Like I could be hired to do something from the elites one day, maybe. I'm sure, or whatever happens, until something interesting happens. AI might do something, robots, consciousness. It's just, you know, see what happens, right? But in the meantime, just continue compounding. And what can you do to compound? Well, you can compound more cash if you really want cash. You can compound. I mean, everything's kind of a gamble as well if you think about it. Yeah, yeah, it just depends, right? It literally just depends. Just depends, right? There's no right or wrong. I can't really give you advice because it just depends on the context and stuff, right? Like it's so complex about context. Like someone could literally say to me, "Hey, I need to stop drinking." I'll be like, "Why?" Just keep drinking, then, you know? It's like, I just don't know. That's how bad it is. Not no, not bad, but that's just how blunt it is, right? You could literally say, "Hey, I'm about to like do something bad." But is it bad though? Is it? Who says it's bad? Is it bad to you or what? Or is it bad to someone else? Because even if you have a child, it is also another. It is what it is moment. I'm not gonna lie. Like you could have a child for like 5 years. Then a meteorite comes down and lands on the preschool. What are you gonna do about it? You know, you know what I mean? You can straight up spend 5 years having a kid, and the meteorite just comes down and blows up the entire preschool. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Because you're not allowed to die, right? But they can die. Yeah, we're just tripping today. Well, not really. I'm not. I'm just saying things. that come in my mind. It's just that it is what it is. Kind of like how the elites and how the matrix works, adaptability and all that stuff. I think when you just comes in terms of it is what it is and everything's grey, you kind of just accept it. So yeah, like you could literally have like 10 children. What's stopping? And like you know what I mean? You know, even like when it comes to like Sensei, right? Let's say he's got like 10 offspring scattered across the world. Who's stopping someone from hunting each of them down? Like who's stopping someone from? No one's stopping that guy. Even if you have 10 kids spread around the world, you could have one guy just hunt them down. There's always a plane ticket. You could always just track him down, hunt him down. You know, no one's. It is what it is. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate it. All right, gonna just randomly normal talk, I guess. I mean, there's nothing to talk about, right? It's just random topics. What was even a topic today? I don't even know. It was just like just talking about humans, I guess. I don't know. Depends on the context and stuff, obviously. But yeah, see you guys next time, right? Till next time.